The Paris Plan. Bonsoir and bienvenue to the Paris Plan. Tonight we're going in to see a lovely shop that I like very much. It's the Red Wheelbarrow. It's an English language bookshop. And come in and we'll have a browse together. So I've had a great little browse, found some pocket books, found some Ben Okri, oh my God, and lots of other books. So I thought we'd have a quick chat to Natasha.
Hi.
Came for study in Paris,
That's
around the
right.
corner.
In 2019 I started my studies here, and that's how I discovered the bookstore. Was as a customer myself. A professor told me, if you need books in English for class, go to the Red Wheelbarrow, go to Penelope's shop. So that's how I first discovered it. And that's when it was just one shop on Rue de Médicis where we are now. So where the shop that I first visited is what's now our children's bookstore 2 doors down.
Yes, which is
9.
English and French books.
Yeah.
And they have readings for kids once a week. It sounds great.
Yeah, no, it's excellent. So a little about the bookshop is that it used to be in the Marais, so some people know it from its history then, from 2001 to 2012. And then in 2018 it moved to this side of the city, so now it's the Left Bank bookstore.
When it's just opposite the Luxembourg Gardens, which is beautiful. You can get a book and go and sit in the gardens and read it.
Yeah, oh, it's the perfect spot for a book. And so we got, 2021, the space that we're in right now. Hello. Bonjour. And now we've just got the shop in the middle. So it's been an ongoing project.
So it's a whole hub.
Exactly.
We've got a hub. They're taking over the Left Bank.
Street.
I found a Ben Okri, who I read first when I was about 23, and changed my life at the moment. The way that he wrote this magic realism, and I'm just going to read the beginning. So book 1, The Prince, and he says, "This is a story my mother began to tell me when I was a child and never finished. The rest was gleaned from the book of life among the stars where all things are known." And so people can find, so it's literature, but it's also non-fiction. Is there a theme in the bookshop, or how would you describe what type of books you have in this one?
So we always define ourselves as an Anglophone shop. We have books from all over. We have books that are not originally written in English, but they might have been translated.
Voltaire, I saw, Camus.
We have French classics, we have English classics, but of course we love contemporary fiction as well. We love non-fiction essays. So there's not necessarily a specific theme, but we love expanding all of the genres that we have in stock and getting more in. And we also have the fun part of being a bookshop in the neighborhood is that we order in books for people.
So find French classics translated into English, like Candide, Voltaire, these beautiful little collector's items. And also just, there's F. Scott Fitzgerald, Blake, William Blake. Oh, Arsène Lupin. Under what name, under what disguise was the famous Arsène Lupin lurking? Also have an author that works in the bookshop sometimes.
That's right.
Exciting. You don't get that everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, one of our fun parts of working here is we get to know local authors. We have events at our bookstore pretty regularly. And so one of our lovely staff members now, booksellers, is Yasmin, whose book we absolutely adore, which is called The Coin.
Come and get the coin here. Yasmin will sign it.
Always, yes, we will get her to sign it.
As I've seen in the last half an hour, you've got French people, English-speaking people, a whole range of people. Is there a specific clientele? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. It really does change hour by hour, day by day. People ask if it's mostly Anglophones, and it really is a real mix. We of course get lots of tourists who discover us from being across from the park and close to the Pantheon and things like that. But we have really a wonderful group of people who are people in the neighborhood who just love shopping here. who maybe aren't necessarily native English speakers but enjoy reading books in English. We have many people who, when books have come out in French, they're like, I want to read it in English first. We have this lovely wave of books. When books get translated to French, people are buying books that have come out recently again, and that's fun. We've got schools that we're in partnership with, so there's some fun.
Yeah, so you've got all these back to school classics that are up here.
Yes, exactly. That's been really fun as well. So there's a couple of schools in the neighborhood where we order in all the books for their classes, and they come and pick up their books, starting from really young elementary age all the way to university. So it's a bit of everything.
I found a book called It's called Soothe, the book your nervous system has been longing for. And why do you love books so much?
I've always loved books. I love being in a different world. I've always loved bookstores as well. I think they're a really cool place to discover something new. I think that, I don't know. That's a really great question, and I'm like, I don't know. I've loved books. I've always loved books. I think language is so beautiful. I think being an Anglophone shop in a French-speaking country, I think getting to explore language, I think, is something that's been a new discovery for me as well, and people's relationship to language and translation. And so how we communicate with one another, I think, is something you can also discover through books.
And of course, you can get travel guides here.
Including yours.
Including mine. So come in. I've just actually signed a couple.
Excellent.
So the next people that come in, they can get a signed copy of my books. It's always nice to have.
And we love our local authors, like we said.
Yes. And the next one we might look at doing a launch here also, as I was saying.
Like we said, we love our local authors. We love doing book events. It's really a great space to be in conversation about what's new, what's fresh. I mean, the city is always changing, and we really bring in great people to talk about what's new in literature, what's new in nonfiction as well.
And of course, all the guides you could possibly want on Paris. And France and Europe, including mine. That I've just signed, so people can come and get a signed copy. Okay, so last question.
Yeah.
What would you recommend that I buy?
It depends on what type of reader you are.
You know, I love Benocri. Fiction that will take me outside of myself. I like classics. Fiction set in Paris that may play with reality or not necessarily.
I was going to say, I've just finished Creation, like not necessarily fully set in Paris, but is across France. It's got a really kind of, I think, playful narration, and also if you're interested in undertaking French stereotypes, it's a book worth looking at. I'm going to pull a few authors that are local here to Paris. There's a Chris Knapp.
Okay.
This is his debut novel, set in Paris. A relationship unraveling during COVID lockdown. Icicle Savas is another Parisian-based writer who writes in English. Her books are excellent. She's been compared recently to Georges Perec. She's got this great observational lens to her writing.
Okay.
And I think we sold out yesterday of all Yasmin's books, which we do often.
That's good to sell out.
On that. Oh, Amanda Dennis as well, set here in Paris. Her Here is called. This one has very complicated narration. Hard for me to quite describe, but maybe like a woman's mental space, like her psyche.
If you're catching a plane and want to curl up in winter.
I have one I have to recommend, and I forgot to add it to the list, which has been a bestseller for a long time, and another great local author if you like historical fiction. So her new book, Goodbye, is this one's set in World War II. Her newest book in this series that she's doing is set during World War I. They are based off of real librarians to, this one takes place here in France, and then also with this dual narrative in Montana. A really, really great read.
I like the cover.
Yeah, excellent cover.
And your nails. Can you hold
Thank
that,
you very
please?
much.
Oh my God. Check out her nails.
We love this book. We love Janet.
Okay. And it looks like another one that's good for a wet day, grey day.
Rainy day like today.
Or a plane trip.
Yeah.
Also. Okay. But that's loads of advice. Thank you. So people can come here. You're open 7 days.
We're open every day.
Come in, have a browse, buy a book, and say hello.
Thanks.
And make sure you subscribe, like, share, and come and buy my book. It's signed.
Yes.
A bientôt.
A bientôt.
Thank you.
Okay, good.